Hi, hello, sound check, 1, 2, 3, hello, sound check, 1, 2, 3.
Testing audio, 1, 2, 3, 4. Live from Plume Park. Levels check.
Thank you.
Well, yes, good afternoon and a very, very warm welcome to the Central Coast. Plume Park here in leafy Lisarow is the venue as we close out round 14 of the New South Wales NPL men's competition. It is the Central Coast Mariners Academy playing host to Spirit FC. Pete Pryor with you this afternoon. An absolute pleasure to have your company, as it always is, wherever it is in the world you may be watching from. The Mariners finally return home after some 11 or so weeks on the road. A jaunt on the road which started brightly, 3 games undefeated, including that 3-0 victory over Sydney United. However, it hasn't been at all smooth sailing since then. Coming into this one anchored to the foot of the table, knowing nothing less than 3 points today. Absolutely critical in their bid for survival. As for Spirit FC, well, they started the season oh so brightly themselves as well. Win after win after win, before a small blip in the middle of it, returning to the winner's circle and coming into this one off the back, I should say, of a 1-0 victory over heavily fancied Wollongong Wolves last week. David Perkovic's side continued to go from strength to strength year after year. The team news is in, so let's take you through how each of the sides line up ahead of kickoff here on the coast. Starting, of course, with the hosts. In goal, Adam Pavlesic. The 2, Luca Pecora. 3 in captain, Michael Paragali. 4, Rocco Smith. And 5, Ben Mewett. The 6, Jordan Small. 7, Ayok Mo. 11, Jai Rose. 13, Logan Sambrook. 23, Lawrence Taylor. And 39, Harper Riles. So no Arthur De Lima, Bailey Brantman or Lucas Shikluna this week for the Coast. Heavily reliant on their young guns. One being, of course, Harper Riles, who led the line oh so well over the last couple of weeks and had a goal to show for his trouble as well in that 3-2 defeat at the hands of St George City last week at Penshurst. As for David Perkovic's Spirit FC, they line up as follows. In goal, of course, Chris Marks. The 3, Kai Williams. 4, Brady Smith. 7, Frankie Lukovic. 8 in captain, Grant Cornwall. Number 9, Hugh Orkable. 10, Mikey Conestabbo. 13, Simon Nicholas. 14, former Mariner himself, one-time Mariner, Marco Arambasic. 19, Zane Alawalia. And 21, last week's hero, of course, Harry Keys. The whistle blows right on cue, and away we go. Finally returning to Plume Park as we close out round 14 of the competition. Mariners, of course, kicking from left to right on your screens in their traditional yellow and navy. Spirit FC in their changed strip this afternoon. It's been a weekend of nothing short of interesting results. Speaking of interesting, here's Orkabo. Flag is up on the far touchline. It did look like Hugh Orkabo went a fraction of a second early. New signing for Spirit FC, of course, this season, Orkabo. In from Hills United, who were relegated at the end of the 2024 campaign, finishing bottom. What a pickup he's been, the 27-year-old. Managing to notch up 10 goals across all competitions, of course, so far this season, Hugh Orkabo. Healthy return thus far at his new home. It's a ball and all challenge to take it away from him. It might just open up here for Spirit FC. Small gets a toe to it. Aaron is able to just hack it clear eventually towards the head of Harper Riles. Does get there above his opponent, but Cornwall stepping in. Keys, and then floated into the area where Conestabbo will pick it up. Just look to reload with Nicholas here. Alawalia. And then Kaya Williams. All the way across the back it goes. Nicholas. Conestabro providing the width here. Pecora touch tight. Conestabro able to dig it out and find Nicholas. Inside it goes for Lukovic. Just opt to go back here is Alawalia. Loose pass from Alawalia though. Jai Rose able to step in. Now linking up with Aok Mo, who just left it behind momentarily. Able to regain his composure and find Paragali. Interesting looking ball this for Mewett, but Cornwall, all the experience. Read it all the way. The Spirit FC stalwart, 34 this year, of course. Still going strong, Grant Cornwall. Nicholas. Now Smith. Driven long towards Conestabro, who wants to isolate Paragali. Paragali read the bounce of the ball, the flight of the ball well enough and able to knot it clear, and then Lawrence Taylor in turn will knot it on. Sambrook giving chase. Composure from Williams to just find the feet of his custodian there and Chris Marks. Having a good season himself so far, Chris Marks. 5 clean sheets already this season to his name. Again, into the sort of half space there in the direction of Orkabo. Half-hearted appeals for the challenge from Paragali. Referee this afternoon, Ivica says nothing doing. As we said, it's been a weekend of very interesting results, and every time I say it, something looks like it's brewing. So here comes Pecora, clipped into the area centrally. Dug clear, but only as far as Aok Mo. And Mo trying to get around the outside of Nicholas. Back onto his left Mo, towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and cleared once more. Spirits, well, they had a half opportunity to go straight back up the other end. Okubo just opting to retain possession. They do shift the ball about oh so nicely, do Spirits FC. Maybe Perkovic's emphasis on possession, possession-based football. Not just possession for possession's sake, it's effective possession as well. Often pushing and probing and trying to draw their opponents out of shape, and patience in awaiting the openings, which do often come. But it's Rose now slaloming forward on the far touch line for the Mariners. Flag is up though as he looked to link up with Riles. Just like that, potential danger ends before it even really got going. Okubo just dropping off the front line there to get some time on the ball, and it's effective as well. They've found Conestabro. Lukovic, American of course, mid-season transfer into Spirit FC last season. Aaron Basic. Nowhere to go for Jai Rose on the far touch line, bundled off it, and Ivica happy to award the free kick for the infringement. Action elsewhere this afternoon, of course, to close out round 14. Blacktown City playing host to another academy side in Sydney FC, Landon Stadium. It's your other 3 o'clock kickoff, but of course our focus is very firmly here at Plume Park, where this is in fact the first of a double-header today, with the Mariners League One women's side featuring in the match of the round a little bit later tonight. That one will be live on the Football New South Wales channels from 5 p.m. As the ball comes towards our broadcast position here, the clearance from Pavlicic. Commentator nearly having to take evasive action. Perhaps more worried about the equipment I've got in front of me, though, in fairness. David Perkovic just asking for the ball speed, the tempo to increase a little bit, and Grant Cornwall, duly obliges, finds one out on the wing there. A couple waiting in the centre. Aaron Basic was one. Harry Keys unable to just bustle his way through, though. Mariners just blocking off the available passing lanes for Harry Keys. Promoted to the senior setup, of course, this season. 2 starts, and as I said, was the winner last week against Wollongong. Here's Lukovic in the half space. He's found himself with a great amount of space here. Frankie Lukovic able to pull it into the 6-yard box. Was just ahead of Okubo. Rocco Smith with a crucial intervention. Jordan Small. Just ran away a little bit from Harper Riles. Lukovic able to step in and take control of the situation. The round, of course, kicked off on Friday night with 2 matches at Cromer Park. Manly United playing host to Rockdale Illendon. It's Harry Keys again looking to fashion something. That right-hand channel. Ben Mewett again watched it all the way. Final touch off the Mariners' left back dome behind for the first corner of the afternoon. As we said, that result at Cromer Park not going the way that Rockdale perhaps may have expected. Manly United eking out a 1-1 draw with Rockdale as the corner will be swung away towards the back post. Rising was Williams. Couldn't quite direct his header on target though, and Mewett's able to find Jai Rose, who wants to go on one of his trademark weaving runs, and he's halted before he even gets over halfway. A sliding challenge from Mikey Conestablo. Deemed enough by Ivica to be the first entrant into the referee's notebook this afternoon. Rocco Smith gets us back underway, perhaps about 7 or 8 yards behind where the infringement actually occurred, but the Mariners just keen to get on with it, perhaps too keen. Conestablo able to steal in there again. Lawrence Taylor didn't give up on it though. That other result on Friday night perhaps really emphasising the topsy-turvy nature of the league. St George playing host to the Wanderers. The Wanderers managing to snag themselves a 3-0 win over St George FC, lifting themselves off the bottom of the table, of course, after that points deduction a few weeks ago. As we said, the Mariners know that if they are to lift themselves back off the foot of the table once more, 3 points today will see them do that. Here's Harper Riles. Could he be the key to that for the coast? Well, stepping in was Williams. Yesterday, of course, Saturday afternoon, we had 4 games. Mount Druitt and Sutherland battling for a 0-0 draw, as did St George City and Apia Leichhardt. Sydney Olympic getting revenge for their Australia Cup exit at the hands of Sydney United. Sydney Olympic running out 4-0 victors. Here's Lawrence Taylor for the coast. Ayok Mo, little step over, show and go, shifts onto his right and pulls it towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Logan Sandbrook was lurking with real dangerous intent. Of course, Joey's representative, Logan Sambrook, so highly lauded, is the Mariners' number 13. Other result for the weekend, of course, one that many may not have expected. Saw Wollongong running out 3-0 victors over Marconi Stallions, inflicting Marconi's first loss of the season. Rocco Smith driving forwards, urging his teammates to do the same and showing his absolute frustration at the staticness that was in front of him. Move breaking down on halfway, and Aaron Basic able to play back to Alawalia now. Lukovic just to calm it down. Williams and Cornwall with a raking crossfield ball towards Conestablo. Good first touch, but progress halted again by the assistance flag on that far touchline. Looked a good ball that from Cornwall, but yes, indeed, Mariners were just able to get their line-up just quick enough. So Mariners look for a raking crossfield ball of their own to unlock Ben Mewett, who's done ever so well to keep it in and link up with a teammate here in Sambrook. The strike is ferocious. It will pop back out for Small. Again blocked off. Tell you what, there may be a couple of football-sized imprints on a couple of Spirit FC players after that sequence there. The first strike from Sambrook was driven at a rate of knots, and Jordan Small responding in kind with a ferocious drive of his own. Conestablo to unlock the wide space here for Lukovic. Smith. Conestablo again. Clipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It might just pop out here for Smith. Riles, good strength, but he can't retain it. It's Aaron Basic. Keys, first time ball for Aaron Basic! Simple as you like. Spirit FC take the lead here at Plume Park, and it's Marco Aaron Basic scoring once again against his former side. You feel it certainly had been coming for Spirit FC, and a deserved lead inside 15 minutes here at Plume Park. Spirits, of course, with a win today, could finish the afternoon. Well, this would lift them to third. A win by, well, quite a large number of goals. But if it were to happen, they could finish as high as second this round. After Rockdale were held to that 1-1 draw, as we said. Spirit now, as the live ladder shows, on 28 points. How will the Mariners respond? It's not a bad looking ball to pick out. Aok Mo, Paragali's overlapping. Apologies, that was Pecora. Mo! The strike drawing the first save of the afternoon out of Chris Marks. I'll get the chance to go again here, and weaving into the area was Jai Rose. Brought down perhaps just about on the edge of the area. Abitsakovic once again unmoved. Taylor. It's a good-looking response this so far from the Mariners after they went behind just a minute or two ago. Taylor again. Rose is just again bundled off it by Okubo, who strides forward now. On the right-hand side, has a couple waiting there. Aaron Basic was one. Conestablo was bursting into the area as well. Just about blocked off by Rocco Smith and Paragali. Mewett now emerging, spinning, finding Rose. Rocco Smith just pausing, assessing the options in front. Opts to go square instead. Mewett looking to link up with Rose on the left-hand side. Pecora has Mo offering width and will utilise the Mariners winger. Aok Mo trying to evade the attention of Nicholas and has done ever so well. Still going here is Mo, slaloming into the area and linking up with Jai Rose! Blocked off the line! Mewett still coming. Well defended by Spirits FC to prevent the efforts on the follow-up from Ben Mewett. The hosts, that's as close as they've come. What a block on the line that is from Brady Smith. You expected the net to bulge. Chris Marks was beaten. Jai Rose denied. Here he is again though, Jai Rose. It's reloading through Taylor. Now Pecora. Thought he was winding up the shot for a moment there, Luca Pecora. Wants to play square with Mo, who's tying players up in knots here. Just sat Simon Nicholas down, but ran into traffic. Smith, Rocco Smith, of course. That's not a bad looking crossfield pass to find Jai Rose, who is onside. Goes around the outside of Cornwall and to the byline. Pulled back, finding Mo at the edge of the area. Mewett now for the Mariners. Mo has stayed down in quite some amount of discomfort, it seems. Spirits FC looking to play on, but Ivica will call a halt to proceedings just to come back and check on the well-being of Aok Mo, and this doesn't look good for, I think it's fair to say, the player who has been the brightest spark on the pitch for the Coast in the opening exchanges here. Not long back from injury either is Aok Mo. Scored off the bench last week, giving the Coast some hope against St George City in that 3-2 defeat at Penshurst. But he's not looking in great shape here. Physio on attending to Aok Mo at the moment. As the rain continues to fall here on the Coast, it's been stop-start throughout the course of today. I had hoped it was going to hold off, but lo and behold, as soon as I jumped into my car and pulled out of my driveway to make the drive here to Plume Park, as Murphy's Law would dictate, it did start coming down once more, and it looks like it's certainly set in. Spirits FC won't let that dampen their spirits, though. They hold that 1-0 lead, courtesy of Marko Arambasic. About 6 or so minutes ago. Aok Mo is back to his feet and back on the pitch, which is a good sign for the Coast, of course. He's really grown into this game ever so well, Aok Mo. Getting his toe in there ahead of Conestabo as well. Nicholas will retrieve it, though, for Spirits. Towards Conestabo it goes. Pecora had body position, but he can't retain possession. Conestabo will receive it in a roundabout sort of way, and now Okubo shifting onto his left and then back onto his right, and now Aaron Basic trying to fashion an opening. Keys, Alawalia, straight at Adam Pavlesic. Just a sighter from the former Manly product, of course, Zane Alawalia. Do have to make mention, of course, of Manly United being that's football royalty, and Eric Subiano is sat down just in front of me here on the coast. Things you love to see. Jordan Small just running into traffic again. It's Alawalia who's picked his pocket, and now it's Conestabo who's stolen a march on Pecora. Conestabo! Mikey Conestabo! Never any doubts when he finds himself in that position. His 5th goal of the season in the NPL competition for Mikey Conestabo. And it's his 4th against an academy side this year as well. A brace in round 5 against the Wanderers. Effectively winning the game for Spirits FC in that 3-2 victory. Also scored Spirits' opening goal of the season back in round 1 against Sydney FC Academy. That one also a 3-2 victory. And they're 2 goals to the good here on the coast. The Mariners with an absolute mountain to climb. Inside 24 minutes here. Will be up to Lucas Villela to, of course, ensure that the morale of these young players, the motivations, their focus doesn't drop, doesn't slip. To what has been absolutely torrid time for them of late. As we said, haven't tasted victory since that 3-0 win over Sydney United all the way back on the 9th of March in round 5. Their last point was the week after that against Mount Druitt in round 6. Well, there have been so many bright moments and positive signs for the young sides. I want to make sure that the season doesn't get away from them. Small, Rose now. Jordan Small again. Weaving towards the edge of the area, Jordan Small, and then blocked off. Brody Smith, I fancy, may have wanted the free kick there for the challenge from Jordan Small after the chance broke down. Nothing doing. Mewitz. Rose sliding, stretching everything to try and reach it and link up with Riles. Cornwell is there first. Riles just going through the back of Grant Cornwell. Had body position between the ball and Harper Riles. Fantastic servant for Spirit FC, of course, Grant Cornwell, club captain. Really hasn't showed all too many signs of slowing down over the years either. Aaron Basic. Conestabo now with a couple of yards to maybe fashion something here. Conestabo sliding in his Pecora and winning the ball as well, Luca Pecora. He had to get that one absolutely spot on. Vitikovic says he did just that. Luca Pecora, of course, another new face on the coast this season, was at the Bulls Academy last season. made the trip from Campbelltown to Lisarow. He's been just about ever present in that right back slot for the Coast as the corner will be swung in centrally. Nodded clear by Smith, only as far as Alawalia. Lukovic again towards the penalty spots where Rocco Smith again is rising. Ayok Mo, with a bit of miscommunication between he and Pecora, clipped in by Smith. Headed clear by Paragali, only half clear. It's a bit of chaos in the box there. It will eventually fall at the feet of Ayok Mo. Brady Smith never gave up on it though, and the final touch off Ayok Mo. Now it's just in front of our vantage point here. Aaron Basic just looking to chest it down for Okubo. Now Cornwall, Alawalia. Head up and assessing the options in front. Unhappy with what was presented in front of him though. Just reload, recycle here. Nicholas. Little dink over the top. Conestobo's been so lively and is bursting into the area here. Again, Mikey Conestobo. Marshalled off it by Rocco Smith, who's done ever so well to keep tabs on the live wire that is Mikey Conestobo. And of course, just a goal kick at the end of it as well, so even better. Another tick in the copybook there for Rocco Smith. Paragali. Pass is picked out by Keys. Now Keys doesn't have the beating of Paragali on that occasion. And Paragali having to desperately stretch and try and prevent the corner, but the stretch proved to be in vain. Harry Keys has done ever so well there to fashion the corner. This one will be swung away. Well, no, it's a variation on the corner. It's played short. Now Alawalia maybe looking to load one up here. It is Alawalia, blocked off. All the way back to Chris Marks in the end. Now Alawalia again. Spirits look to fashion something moving forward once again as Cornwall and linking up with Keys. Swung in towards Conestobo. Rocco Smith gets a toe to it, sends it up in the sky. Pecora will retrieve it and now carry it to this near touchline. He will find Sandbrook in a roundabout sort of way, and the Mariners pleading with Ivica Kovic for the free kick, feeling that Sandbrook was illegally impeded. Nothing doing, says the referee. So on we go. The rain continues to get heavier and heavier here on the coast, perhaps reflecting the moods of those yellow and navy faithful somewhat. They found themselves 2 goals behind midway through the first stanza here. Marco Aaron Basic and Mikey Conestobo doing the damage so far. Mariners searching desperately for a ray of sunshine amidst the doom and gloom, both literally and metaphorically here. Giving Sandbrook something to chase in the half space there, but all too heavy for Logan Sandbrook. It's a ball forward from Aokmo, and you could see what he was trying to do, just wrap his boot around it. The rain, of course, will make conditions interesting for the remaining hour or so to play in this one here as well. Could see challenges flying in. We could see balls skidding off the surface, skidding off boots. Conestabo finding Alawalia. Now Cornwall with a few yards of space. Takes a touch to measure the pass to Aaron Basic, which Rocco Smith telegraphed. We'll have it back through Williams. And then Cornwall, who'd stayed forwards. Ricochets off Keys. And then behind for just a goal kick. Jai Rose. Now Lawrence Taylor for the Mariners. Forced to go backwards once again. Paragali and Rocco Smith now. Central is small. Every avenue just being closed down ever so quickly by this well-drilled Spirit FC side. David Perkovic always sets his sides up ever so well. Now it's Sam Brook tussling with his opposite number 13 in Nicholas. Nicholas just standing his ground. Sam Brook goes for a tumble. Jordan Small will step back in to retrieve it though, only momentarily. Smith. Brady Smith, of course, for Spirits. Smith again. Conestabo. Didn't have the beating of Pecora that time. Back to Chris Marks, who maybe didn't catch it quite the way he may have liked. Pecora rising highest for the header, but straight out into touch on this near touch line. Well, if you are just joining us on the Football New South Wales channels, an absolute pleasure to have your company, of course. Pete Pryor with you for round 14 here at Plume Park between the Mariners Academy and Spirits FC. Goals to Marco Aaron Basic and Mikey Conestabo, the difference so far here on the coast. Plenty of action yet to come, not just in this one, but of course in later action at 5 o'clock. Match of the round for the Football New South Wales League One women's side as the Mariners play host to Hills United. Action aplenty across the Football New South Wales channels this afternoon. Speaking of action elsewhere, at Landon Stadium, if you don't want spoilers, I'll give you a second to block your ears. It's Blacktown City playing host to another academy side in Sydney FC. Still goalless at Landon. Live action here at Plume Park as Conestabo takes a touch to set himself and then swing in the cross, which is once more repelled. Aokmo, pocket picked by his opposite number 7 in Lukovic. And now it's Keys. Keys! Just looking for that far corner. Didn't quite have the pace required to beat someone of the calibre of Adam Pavlesic. Dry Rose finding Mo, who's just operating a bit more centrally here and winning a free kick as well, right on the edge of the centre circle. Brady Smith accepting his ticking off from Ivica Kovic. Mo certainly been in the thick of the action quite a lot. On a number of occasions, he was down receiving some treatment earlier in the half as well. Only one to, thus far, draw a save out of Chris Marks. Jai Rose, who earlier had a shot blocked off the line as well. Here he goes again, Rose, looking to just clip it in for Harper Riles. Cleared as far as Paragali. Cornwall now to just take control of the situation. Nicholas. Now, Conestabo. First time for Lukovic, but it just ran away from him there, and that's maybe a sign of the conditions here at Plume Park, just skidding off the surface and bobbling over the foot of Lukovic. A ball that you'd expect him to certainly bring under his spell. Taylor now for the Mariners. Close down around him ever so quickly, forced back to Pavlesic, who will try and open up the pitch on the far touchline for Mewitz, who was operating wide and, well, just a little too wide in the end. Riles linking up with Ayok Mo. The flag's up on this near touchline, though. Promising signs, however, for the Coast, and we've seen a bit of rotation in this front third for Lucas Valela's side, with Mo operating much more centrally, perhaps just leading the line now. Certainly did go early and was in behind when the ball was played from Harper Riles. Logan Sambrook has drifted wide to operate as a right midfielder in place of Ayok Mo. Versatility on display for Lucas Valela's young side. Nicholas. Back to Chris Marks, who might find himself under a little bit of pressure from Mo. Able to sort his feet out quickly enough. And all the way forward it goes for Aaron Basic, playing target man and then dropping deep and linking up with Chris Marks once more. Smith. Conestabo. Thought about shifting onto his left and driving forward there, Conestabo, but opted just to go back to Simon Nicholas. As we said, that possession-based style of football that we so often see from Spirit FC, and it might prove profitable here as Okubo linking up with Keys. Wants to go around the outside of Mewis here and has done so. Keys pulled it back towards Conestabo. It's last-ditch stuff again from the Coast. Ben Mewis, I fancy, was the one on hand. He was indeed, to prevent the pass from Harry Keys reaching Conestabo. In fact, it may have been a combination of Mewis and Rocco Smith, in fairness. At the expense of another Spirit corner, though. Fourth of the afternoon for Spirit FC, as it's hung up towards Williams, who draws a fantastic flying save from Adam Pavlesic. Tough to tell if it was indeed dipping under the crossbar, looping sort of header there from Kaya Williams. Pavlesic had to be sure. At just about full stretch. Now this one comes in again towards Cornwall. Blocked off at the near post. Back out to Lukovic, who will just hook this one in towards Williams again. Nodded back in from whence it came. Now Alawalia. Flatter sort of delivery that time. Alawalia, well, shoving the back there of Jordan Small 2 arms in the back. It's a fairly easy one to give away. Fairly easy one, I should say, to give to the referee, as this rain is absolutely teeming down here now at Plume Park. Similar sort of conditions to we saw a couple of weeks ago. Scheduled game against Rockdale Illingdon had to be shifted to Rockdale in the end. Mind you, there was about 100 mils of rain sustained over a 10-hour period to cause that. These sorts of conditions have only just sort of settled in, and try and have a look at the radar as well when we get a moment. Dry Rose is standing over this free kick though. He's just walked away and left this one, Dry Rose. Luca Pecora now favoured to swing this one in. Just about everyone forward for the Coast here as well. How they dearly love something to take to the sheds before half-time here at Plume. Hung up by Pecora, nodded down off the post and in! Well, they do have one back here, the Coast. Dangerous ball from Pecora, finding the head of Michael Paragali, and a captain's knock from the centre half to halve the deficit here at Plume. Throwing himself at the chance there, Captain Paragali. And he's given the Coast a glimmer of hope here. Spirit FC look to get back on the front foot immediately towards Aaron Basic, but Jordan Small, the workhorse in the centre of the park for the Coast. We'll have it back here as well, Small, and now look to open up the pitch for Mewitt. Taylor. 2 minutes of time to be added on, signalled by the fourth official on that far touchline. Pecora. Spirit FC getting numbers behind the ball quickly. Mariners looking to get on the front foot. Again, it's Mewitt. Going around the outside of Keys. Well, good sliding challenge from Keys, but Mewitt's done even better to ride the challenge. Now Rose. Chaos on the edge of the area as Sandbrook loses his feet, I should say. What a turnaround that would have been if the Mariners were able to pull another one back, and it might not be all said and done just yet. Dry Rose takes it off the toe of Harry Keys. Now Rose and Mewitt again, who'd stayed forward. Taylor. Again, passing lanes all just blocked off there by Spirit. Harry Keys will pick it back up, and now it's a searching ball forward in the direction of Aaron Basic, who shows great strength to hold off Paragali. Now Aaron Basic was maybe looking for the opportunity at the near post. Pavlesic had it covered all the way. Short release to find Pecora. Riles. Brady Smith takes it off the toe of Riles, and then a sliding challenge as well. Will turn it into touch on this near touch line. Some 20 or seconds left of added time here at Plume Park. It's been a scrappy or so final couple of minutes as referee Ivitsikovic signals the end of the first stanza here at Plume Park. No shortage of entertainment between these two sides, as is often the case when they do meet. This Spirit FC, who hold the advantage at the interval, goals to Marco Arambasic and Mikey Conestabbo. Mariners were able to pull one back through Michael Paragali just before the interval, leaving this one ever so finely poised at the end of 45 minutes here on the coast. It's Spirits who take a 2-1 lead into the sheds. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you for the second stanza in about 15 or so minutes' time. No, yellow light. I now have a black light. He's obviously been outside. I'm not dealing with that.
I actually have a dinner date. I can't come over tonight.
Oh, you're doing the girls' game after as well. Yeah.
And I'm not coming over to this clean.
And dry. I don't even know when one is.
I'll be able to too. The girls on this one straight after?
Yeah. You should know. It was said the other day when I was here, I just know I had to get 3 fields ready this weekend. That's as far as I go with it all. Yeah, so boys 20 to 1 in front of him.
Who's that? Is that Eddie? Eddie's down
Must be Eddie's going to be, I don't actually know what this is. Yeah, oh yeah, well the,
Oh, mate, you should know.
folks on senior, right?
Run along. I'm busy that weekend.
What for the girls?
Where would it be?
Milk.
Maybe next weekend.
Yeah, we'll do next weekend.
I'll get a couple.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes as the week goes on, I think.
Yeah, now you're busy that weekend too.
I think we are here for like the next 10 weeks.
No, we're here. No, what's the city
No,
Wanderers here Friday?
Yeah, no, Wanderers Friday night here.
Wanderers Friday night.
Yeah, we'll be there.
I will not be there. I'll be in trouble.
Unless you can't airport, mate.
Okay. And I'll meet you at Canita.
Yeah, easy.
We're going to watch Castaldo win in Yokohama. That's where we're going.
Mate will have a ring for you this time. He'll ask you this time.
What if I'm wearing the shirt that I'm wearing?
What do you mean? It's bad and bad. A very warm welcome indeed, of course, back to the Central Coast. Plume Park here in Lisarow as we close out round 14 of the New South Wales NPL men's competition. Goals to Marco Arambasic and Mikey Conestablo, pegged back by Michael Paragali shortly before the interval. And that's how we commence proceedings. Spirit FC resume hostilities here for the second stanza at Plume Park. Spirit, of course, kicking from left to right on your screens in their change strip. Mariners in their traditional yellow and navy, of course, returning home after some 11 or so weeks on the roads. Returning home as the rain continues to fall here on the coast as well. Good looking ball this towards the edge of the area for Riles, who look to link up with Mo. We have seen a change at half time as well, a couple of changes for the hosts. We'll bring you exact confirmation on that in just a moment. Jesse Mantell is one of those who's come on, as is Kai Schumacher on the ball here. Paragali again looking to open up the point of attack on the far touchline. Jordan Small now. Blocked off by Conestablo. Final touch off Jordan Small in the end. Just casting my eye across the Mariners lineup at the moment as Kai Schumacher, one of those introduced at half-time, links up with Jesse Mantell, the other half-time introduction. Fresh legs looking to stride forward, but couldn't quite stick the pass. Simon Nicholas read it well, and now Conestablo with a few yards to drive at his defender here, Rocco Smith. He just steps in, takes the ball, and takes Conestablo with him as well. It looks like at half-time, Jai Rose may have taken his leave. Like-for-like change there with he and Jesse Mantell. Kai Schumacher now operating at left back, so I would suspect that Ben Mewett has taken his leave as well. Here's Taylor, shifting onto his right, Taylor. Laying it square for Pecora. Blocked off by Nicholas. As the Mariners have looked to start the second half, much in the way they concluded the first, on the front foot. I know, behind on the scoreboards, needing to get something, anything out of this one to ensure those ahead of them don't run away from them. Of course, as we said, the Wanderers lifting themselves off the foot of the ladder earlier this weekend with that 3-0 victory, consigning the Mariners to prop up the rest of the table as things stand. Cornwall, Alawalia, quickly pressed by Lawrence Taylor and forced back to Smith. Now Nicholas, Conestablo, Alawalia. Spirit FC's turn to knock the ball around and try and drag the Mariners out of shape again, as is their usual MO. Smith. Hoisted long towards Lukovic. Rocco Smith watching it all the way over the byline there, and you can see the spray coming up off the turf here at Plume Park. no shortage of the wet stuff falling from the sky. Did speak briefly to the groundsman, of course, at half-time, Dean Payne, here on the coast. Said he was fairly happy with the way things are holding up as it stands. Not the only action that we'll see here at Plume Park, of course, this afternoon. As we said, this the first of two matches in this afternoon's doubleheader. The Mariners Women's Academy in action at 5 o'clock here against Hills United as well. Dinked over the top towards Ayok Mo. Kaya Williams getting in there first, had body position and able to link up here as well with Keys. Alawalia, Okubo. Great tracking back on display there from Jordan Small once again. It pops out kindly for Alawalia. Okubo back to his feet and just opting to play back for Smith. And Nicholas forward with Connor Starbo now. Who was proving a real handful for the Mariners' defence in that first half, Mikey Conestabbo. Directness and pace and football IQ as well on display, getting in behind Luca Pecora. Okubo was hoping for the return pass. It's Conestabbo who will give chase. Well, he is quick, but not quite that quick, Mikey Conestabbo. Riles. Couldn't quite win out in the physical contest there, and that's not too often we'll say that about Harper Riles. Dinked over the top towards Lukovic. Nodded half clear. Now Jesse Mantell spinning. Unable to evade the challenge of Okubo though. Rocco Smith, Spirit wanting a handball. Vidzakovic unmoved, unfazed. On we go via Cornwall. Straight into the head of Schumacher. Well, Kaya Williams just about getting away with that one there under the press from Ayok Mo. Left it to the last available moment to play the pass. But it's broken down in midfield once more. Taylor and now Jordan Small for the Mariners. Striding over halfway and just not quite measuring the pass effectively enough. However, I feel Simon Nicholas may even be more frustrated than those in yellow and navy, exchanging some words with his midfielder there in Zayn Alawalia. Frustration at how easily the move broke down, how easily they handed possession over to the Central Coast. We mentioned, of course, the Mariners Women's Academy in action in League One Women's later this afternoon. But of course the Mariners A-League Women's Senior side currently in action elsewhere down in Melbourne in their second leg of the semi-final against Melbourne City. We can bring you an update from that one there as well. There's not much to update you on. It's still 0-0. We are into extra time though. 90 minutes finished goalless. Melbourne City are down to 10 players in that one. Just about to tick into the 100th minute down there. Elsewhere in the New South Wales NPL men's competition as well, of course. Blacktown City currently playing host to Sydney FC. And that one, well, it's been a weekend of results that have surprised many, and this one may surprise just a few of us as well. Sydney FC with a 2-goal lead at half-time over Blacktown, courtesy of Harbus and Middleton. The Mariners very much hoping to be able to follow the lead shown by their fellow academy sides elsewhere in this round. As we said, the Wanderers Academy picking up a 3-0 victory of their own. The Mariners currently trail, of course, as we said. Just the 1 goal in it here on the coast so far. Paragali looks to launch one forward on the far touchline. Pecora stretching to try and keep it in the field of play. Couldn't quite bring it out of the sky, though. Difficult when they drop over your shoulder like that, of course. Mo does ever so well to stretch and prevent the ball getting any further forwards. And now bustling through on the far touchline is Sambrook. Had 3 Spirit shirts for company, though, and perhaps 1 too many for Logan Sambrook. Lukovic, now Conestabbo. Just ran away from Mikey Conestabbo there. Under the half press of Lawrence Taylor. Muntel, who's come an awfully long way across the pitch to receive the throw in, and well, it's been turned straight back out into touch on that far touchline. Here's Smith, Brady Smith, of course. Patience here from Spirit FC. Cornwall now looking to get things on the move through Keys. Outside of the football as well is not a bad looking one. Forced to go back and recycle though, once again through Simon Nicholas. Cornwall. Smith just letting it run away from Sambrook and then retrieving it and finding Conestabbo. Had Pecora for company initially and then was joined by another Mariners teammate. Slide rule ball intended for you, Okubo. All the way through to Adam Pavlesic. Here's Kai Schumacher, uninterested in what was presented in front of him, back with Paragali, who halved the deficit right on the stroke of half-time for the Coast. Schumacher fizzing one forward. Cornwall had a long time to read it. Now Okubo carrying it over halfway. Keys injecting some width. Back inside for Okubo into the area. Okubo! Very good save from Adam Pavlesic. Stretching across to his right. Nearly at full stretch as well to deny you Okubo, who's been ever so dangerous this season, as we said, since his move from Hills United. Keys, avenue forward, is blocked off, unable to unlock the Mariners' defence there. Smith. Just looking to calm it down here. Spirit FC. Nicholas and Kaya Williams. Lucas Villela just urging for a little bit more intensity in the press from his side. Spirit FC seemingly able to just about play through it. Going across to the centre now. Aaron Basic via Alawalia. Just about cut out by Schumacher, but Cornwall will retrieve it in towards Aaron Basic. Conestabro on the volley, and then Keys on the half volley. It's high and wide from Harry Keys, and that will be the final action for Jordan Small, who will take his leave for the afternoon, who's got through a mountain of work and then some for the Coast. Just about a like-for-like change here in Freddie Clunas. Lucas Villela opting for some more fresh legs. Some more energy out there. As they look to chase the game here against Spirit FC. Just about half an hour or so remaining here on the Coast. As Taylor clips one out to the far touchline. Crossfield ball intended for Mantell, which never arrived. Cut out by Cornwall. Schumacher retrieves it though. Paragali. Smith. Mantell wants it on this near touchline. He's got a couple of yards of space as well. Very handy looking space that he perhaps may have been able to fashion something with. Never arrived though. Rocco Smith. Again, nothing happening in front of him. Just playing square to Paragali. It's the Mariners' turn to try and be patient in their build-up, and, well, curse of the commentator perhaps striking somewhat there. Kai Schumacher spotting Jesse Mantell on this near touchline, but it was all too far ahead of the Mariners' flyer. Grant Conwell urged on by Ivica Kovic. Julie obliges, and now Keys in a tussle with Paragali. Well, that's a good challenge from Michael Paragali as well, to take it away from the youngster Harry Keys. Simon Nicholas just putting his foot through it this time. Uninterested in playing out from the back, and it may prove to be of great effect. Iwakubo, well, he couldn't quite link up with Aaron Basic there, and Mariners able to stride forward through Schumacher. Only momentarily, though. Trying to spray it across the pitch for Harper Riles. In the end, Mikey Conestabro dragged down just about on halfway. Ayok Mo again applying that press on Williams. Call as you like, just turns around the Mariners number 7. And now forward it comes, breaking forward, it's 3-on-2 if they're quick enough here, Spirit FC. And just losing his feet at the crucial moment. Was that Mikey Conestabro? Looks like it was indeed. Uncharacteristic that from Spirit FC's number 10. Scored in the first half, of course, did Mikey Conestabro. Was ever so lively, as we said, as we've come to expect over the years from Michael Conestabro. Perhaps the conditions playing a part somewhat in that one. Clunas now for the Mariners. It's Schumacher, Mantell, Ayok Mo, something building, something brewing perhaps for the Coast here. Ayok Mo maybe just forcing the pass somewhat. Lawrence Taylor. Bouncing off a couple of challenges here is Lawrence Taylor. Unable to retain it though. Long it goes towards Aaron Basic. Rocco Smith rising, but his header only finds Ljukovic for Spirit FC. Now Orkubo bouncing off Aaron Basic. Never received the return pass, so the Mariners will look to go from one end to the other. This time the ball does find Jesse Mantell, who has his legs taken away, somewhat crudely in fact, by Grant Cornwall, who offers a hand of apology. David Perkovic will take the opportunity to go to his bench for the first time this afternoon. Will be a double change, in fact, for David Perkovic. Harry Keys will take his leave after his third start of the season, as will Marco Aaron Basic, who opened the scoring, of course, in the first half. Jacob Chidiak and Jordan Perez, their replacements. Meanwhile, driven forward by Pecora. Repelled initially, but only as far as Lawrence Taylor. Sambrook, well, he's onside, there's no flag. Up against his opposite number 13 there in Simon Nicholas. Nowhere to go, just drives it off the legs of Nicholas and straight into touch for a throw-in on the far touchline. Schumacher. Aok Mo. Well, just losing his bearings there. Aok Mo. Perhaps a sign of tired legs. As we said, on the comeback trail from injury, of course. Came off the bench last week, starts this week. I think with the weather that we've had throughout proceedings here on the coast, it may be developing into a bit of a heavy track out there as well somewhat. Here's Mantell though, bursting forward over halfway. Jesse Mantell now striding inside, and it just ran away from him. Kaya Williams sending it back over halfway. Easily retrieved by his opposite number 3 in Michael Paragali. Now Pecora. Well, they're huffing and puffing, are the Mariners, but Spirit FC, as we said, such a well-organised defensive outlet. 5 clean sheets already so far this season. Full credit to the way that they do set up. As Jordan Perez gets there ahead of Sambrook. Gets the return pass as well and just puts his foot through it, sends it over halfway, nodded down by Orkubo for Chidiak. It will be retrieved though by Jesse Mantell. Now Aok Mo wants to isolate his defender here and will skip inside. Mo has support. Had support initially in the form of Freddie Clunas, but the first touch just evading him. Again, still building nicely into this second half, though, are the hosts. Aok Mo. Now Sambrook. Clipped in towards Riles. Stretching. And turned behind by Brady Smith, and he had to get there. Riles was lurking with real dangerous intent, and Lucas Valela will go to his bench once more. Logan Sambrook, that'll be his final involvement of the afternoon. Ahmed El Helou, the number 9, will enter the fray. Straight into the action for the corner is El Helou. Meanwhile, Ivica coming across to play headmaster. Unhappy with the dancing on display inside the 6-yard box. Ayok Mo and Mikey Cottestabo tangoing. Over the head of 2 or 3 players. Well, over the head and out of play, in fact. Out-swinging delivery. Never reaching anyone because it went out over the byline. Well, it's been a better display in the second stanza of this from the hosts so far. But in all fairness to Spirit FC, of course, they are managing this one out ever so professionally, as you would expect. Taylor rising highest. Nodded on by Mantell, who's swapped flanks. El Helou giving chase. Chris Marks putting his foot through it, but only as far as Lawrence Taylor again. Kaya Williams, though, will get a chance to slalom forwards. Only momentarily. El Helou picks it up. Now it's Riles. Mantell providing the width. Now Pecora striding past a couple of challenges here. Luca Pecora not striding past the sliding challenge, though, at the end of it. Behind for another Mariners corner. Pecora's keen to get it on the move. Mantell swung in towards El Helou. Couldn't quite get the direction on his header. Still, it finds Mo. Outside of the football is reasonably comfortably claimed. That's from Chris Marks. They're spectacular when they come off, of course. Chris Marks sending it long in the direction of Orkabo, who does well to rise and nod it down towards Chidiac. Rocco Smith gets there first. Schumacher, under heavy pressure, forced to turn it into touch. Cornwall gets us back underway. Nicholas. Alawalia. Spirits FC players seemingly wanting the ball to go forward, but happy to keep possession and just maintain things and try and invite the Mariners' press. Jordan Perez lost it in the air after winning it initially. And the Mariners will emerge clear with it via Schumacher, who will just opt to hold and turn. Pecora clipping one forward towards El Helou. No flag, he's onside. Ahmed El Helou. Brady Smith just delayed and then took it off the toe with the Mariners' burly number 9. Spirit FC winning the second ball in the middle of the park. It's Alawalia. Doesn't have the beating of Rocco Smith, though. Rocco Smith, though, unable to link up with a teammate on that far touch line, just running out of room to get the pass away cleanly enough. Spirit FC back with it now. Chris Marks. Well, we can bring you an update from Landon Stadium as well as we have a quick break in play here. Changeover in balls. Chris Marks unhappy with the ball pressure. Ivica will come across and ensure everything is up to regulation. That update from Landon Stadium. Sydney FC currently lead Blacktown City by 5-0. Statement victory seemingly on the cards for Sydney FC this afternoon, but our focus is, of course, firmly here at Plume Park. 15 or so minutes to go for the Mariners to try and find something. 15 or so minutes to go for Spirits FC to manage this one out. Or do they perhaps go on in search of a third? So far it's seemingly been game management for David Perkovic's side. The Mariners have tried to take advantage where they can, but they can't there. Chidiac digs it out and finds Okubo. They may look to turn the screws here, Spirit FC. It's Chidiac shifting back onto his left. They just held it up too long. Jesse Mantell able to step in and halt the advance there from Chidiac. He's been bright since his introduction, has Jesse Mantell. Rocco Smith. Paragali. Again, all the passing lanes just blocked off here by Spirits FC. As this one goes into the half space, putting Cornwall and Aok Mo in a foot race, which would draw the ultimate conclusion of just a goal kick. Aok Mo is quick, but not many players are going to be able to reach that and keep that in play, of course. Chris Marks, absolutely zero interest in playing out short from the back at this stage of the game where Spirits lead, as we said, by 2-1. It is as it was at the interval. Is there a late twist in the tail at Plume Park, and which way will that tail curl? Taylor. Mantell bustling forward, and then it's a bit of a hip and shoulder challenge that from Simon Nicholas. Jesse Mantell absolutely bundled off it somewhat agriculturally, in all fairness. Half-hearted pleas of innocence from Simon Nicholas there, but certainly left a little bit on Jesse Mantell, I think it's fair to say. Flat sort of looking delivery. Doesn't beat the first defender, who is, of course, Simon Nicholas. They'll get another go here as it's clipped over the top for El Helu, who does get there ahead of Smith, but his cross is straight into the awaiting arms of Chris Marks. Long it goes, picked up, retrieved by Rocco Smith, who's able to get around the outside of Okubo, finds Clunas. Back to Pavlesic. Now carried forwards by Paragali. Taylor, just not on the same wavelength as Rocco Smith or Luca Pecora, though Luca Pecora able to drop back quickly and ensure the ball remains in play. Aok Mo. Jacob Chidiac has gone hurtling over the leg of Aok Mo there. cries of anguish as well from Jacob Chidiak. He took a fairly heavy sort of tumble in front of us here. No foul given, just a free kick at the end, just a throw in at the end of it, I should say, which is, certainly looks like on the replay. The absolutely right decision there from Ivica Kovic. Chidiak straight back to his feet and able to hook it over his shoulder there to find Orkubo. Alualia now. Pass is initially blocked off by Taylor. Perez is able to dig it out though and find Orkubo. Pulls it into the area. Contestabo was arriving, but it's a tired sort of looking pass there from you, Orkubo. Perez retrieves it. Again intended for Orkubo. Might just look to go to the corner here. He does indeed. Just a goal kick at the end of it all. So into the final knockings of this one here at Plume Park. Just under 10 minutes to go, plus any time to be added on at the discretion of Ivica Kovic. Cornwall again telegraphing that and now carrying it forwards as Riles dropping in to provide some defensive cover. Chidiak. Nicholas now. Perez, Alualia. Well, when we get a chance, we might try and bring you a bit of an update from the A-League Women's semi-final. Clunas is able to dig it clear. Because it looks like the Mariners women will be going through to the grand final. As Jordan Perez gets around the outside of Clunas and straight into the arms of Pavlesic. Izzy Gomez has just put the Mariners ahead in the 122nd minute down in Melbourne. Of course, Izzy Gomez plying a trade at the Mariners in the A-League. Former Northern Tiger as well in the NPL. What a player she is, by the way. Here at the coast, though, in the NPL men's competition, the clouds have somewhat parted, and Uakubo has been brought down. Those clouds may be coming back overhead once more. As Rocco Smith deemed to have denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. My apologies, that's Michael Paragali. And the task for the Mariners just got even all that's more difficult. Yu Okubo was certainly just about through on goal. Referee, no hesitation in going to the pocket, housing the red card. Having a look at the replay on the monitors here, I think you'll find you'd be very hard pressed to disagree with that decision. Michael Paragali will be off for an early shower here at Plume Park, and Spirits now with a chance to restore that 2-goal advantage, driven into the wall by Perez. Behind for another Spirits corner. red card for Michael Paragali just a moment ago. An absolute hammer blow to the hopes of the Coast. And there could be another blow coming here as the corner is swung in. They're able to dig it clear just about on the edge of the area. Have to go back and check my notes, but I think that is indeed the first red card that Michael Paragali has had in Mariners colours. And a bit of a dark spot on what had been, up until that point, a much more positive performance in the second stanza from the hosts. Alawalia. Tussle that with Kai Schumacher, who wins out. Can't quite link up with Aok Mo. Driven clear by Chris Marks. Mariners have been forced into a bit of a reshuffle here. We'll bring you news on that in just a moment as Rocco Smith grabs a handful of his opponent's jersey there as well, and he may just find his way into the referee's notebook. Indeed, he will. Easy one to give for Ivitsakovic. That change for Lucas Vallela, of course, following the red card to Michael Paragali. Shumba Mutakoyi will enter the fray for the final 5 or so minutes here at Plume. Just to try and add some defensive stability, although they are still chasing the game, of course, the Coast, as this free kick is clipped in again by Perez towards the back stick. Needed a flick on as well, because Chidiak was lurking. He will retrieve it. Now Connor Starbo. Cornwell. They just need to keep their foot on the ball here, Spirit FC. Instead, they opt to go long into the sort of central channel towards Akubo, and it was easily picked out by Rocco Smith. Will be a free kick in the middle of the park. I fancy that's Jesse Mantell, who's been felled once again. Is indeed Jesse Mantell. Those distinctive lime green boots. Don't see black boots nearly often enough these days as the ball comes over the top towards Aok Mo, who is, again, never really going to be able to reach it. And Spirits FC will take some more time out of the game. David Perkovic able to go to his bench. Once again, Mikey Conestabbo takes his leave for the afternoon. To some deserved applause from those Spirits FC fans in attendance here, of course. Live wire performance from Conestabbo. A yellow card and a goal to boot. Replaced by Takumi Ofuka. Brett Cornwall just feeling the contact from Aok Mo, spotted by Ivitsakovic. Time against the Mariners here, of course. They've toiled, they've huffed and they've puffed in this second stanza, but nothing to show for it from either side. In fact, the score, as we said, remains as it was at the interval. Into the final minutes, plus any time added on as we await to see the fourth official's board. Ofuka will pick this one back up, but he's halted by the assistant's flag on this near touch line. All eyes on the fourth official here at Plume Park. Taylor playing back to Pavlesic, who will go long this time in the direction of Riles. It should be Marks. It is. Aluwalia. Square is Cornwall. Chidiac. Board is up. It's 3 minutes of time to be added on as we tick through the regulation 90. 3 minutes for Spirit to manage this one out. 3 minutes for the Mariners to try and salvage something, anything from this one. It's been a fairly level, fairly well poised display. On the balance of the first half, certainly no one would begrudge Spirit FC's lead. Williams, Cornwall, just going side to side. As we said, time is against the Mariners. Spirit FC just need to continue in-game management mode for the final 2 minutes here. Long it goes towards Afuka. He and Mutakoye in a foot race. Schumacher able to get there and just hacks it clear as far as Mantell. Perhaps one last roll of the dice. Well, not like that for the Mariners. Seen all the way by Williams. Chidiac now, Afuka. Aluwalia. Williams. The raking crossfield ball. All the way back to Simon Nicholas now. They don't need to try and rush anything here, Spirits FC. Brodie Smith steps forward. Now Perez draws the free kick as well from Rocco Smith. Chance to eat up a few more seconds on the clock as we tick into the final minute of time added on here. They will go to the corner, but they can't hold it there. Brodie Smith will step forward and pick it back up. They might just look to work their way and force the issue here. Spirits FC, they have indeed. Game, set and match for Spirits FC. The Mariners might not be happy with it, but the chance fashioned by Brodie Smith, bustling his way past all and sundry on the byline before pulling it back for Yu Okubo to score his first of the afternoon. Probably nothing less than Okubo deserves, in fact. An early birthday present for Yu Okubo, of course. Turning 28 this week on the 17th of May. And it was presented to him on a platter by Brodie Smith. We're through 3.5 minutes of time added on here at Plume Park. Anything now for the Mariners, surely nothing more than a consolation. Pecora. Chris Marks ensuring his wall is set just so. Pecora may just go direct for goal. He will indeed. Pecora, it's off the post! Clips back into the area. Spectacular attempted overhead. And that will indeed be the final action here at Plume Park. A bit of chaos at the end of it. Long live the Chaos League. Spirit FC take what is, in all fairness, A very deserved 3-1 victory here over the Central Coast Mariners Academy. Goals to Marco Arambasic and Mikey Conostabbo in the first half. Pegged back by Michael Paragali, who was shown red oh so late in the second stanza, which left the coast with an absolute mountain to climb. Iwakubo ensured the result in the 93rd minute. Ensured Spirit FC finished the round in the top 3. The Mariners will have to go on in search of their second victory of the season. They will play host to the Wanderers Academy here on Friday night. As for Spirit FC, they return to their home of Christie Park on Saturday. Iwakubo's birthday, of course, as they play host to Mount Druitt Town Rangers at 5:30 p.m. That's a wrap from all of us here at Plume Park for the NPL New South Wales men's competition anyway. Don't forget, of course, the Mariners women in action in Football New South Wales League One. Very shortly, scheduled to kick off at 5 p.m, so don't go away. But if you do choose to do so, I'll see you next time. From me, it's bye for now.